Howdy y'all. Kind of hesitated to make this video because I don't know, I question whether or not they're of any value, to be honest, but I also think it's almost like it's like a diary for the end times, just slowly expanding upon each little brick that's laid on the path towards the tribulation. And it's getting more and more bizarre world. I don't know how else to put that. I mean, if we compare what people would see as quote unquote normal life compared to the way that the end times is described by the Bible, then yeah, I guess everything is sort of bizarre world before it ends. But now we've got, and again, I'm not claiming that this is who it is. I'm only pointing out that at this point, this is the person that is most likely the best candidate. But Senior Musk has decided to change the name of his Twitter purchase to back to the original website that he created. I think the one that was bought out and eventually turned into PayPal. I find it ironic, not at all, that you know, his original invention was a method to buy and sell, right? And if we look at the correlation between the mark of the beast and the very, very clear phraseology, it's exactly this: buying and selling. That phrase, right? It's linked very much to it's funky. A spider? I don't even know what that is. Anyway, is linked very much to our ability to function in everyday life. And you know, obviously, people 2,000 years ago reading the book of Revelation couldn't really, I think, fully grasp how this would all come about in a worldwide sense and how they would manage to control all what would be considered money. But you know, this whole evolution of digital currencies, you know, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, whatever, all the different iterations that have basically spread from the exact same technology. They're all slightly different, but it's basically the same thing. You know, it's fiat electric digits is what it is that we're supposed to value as money and accept as a replacement for hard assets. You know, first it was gold to paper, now it's paper to electricity. So, you know, recently I saw Musk doing an interview talking about the evolution of the, you know, the everything app, the X app, right? And how it will revolutionize buying and selling worldwide. I think he said almost the exact same words. Maybe you guys have seen this interview. It's not ironic to me. And again, I don't think I'm alone in this, in thinking that he is the most likely candidate. And I mean, personally, I'm getting to the point where I'm utterly convinced, considering all the shady things that he's done, all the attempted inroads he's made with, you know, the conservative, patriotic, quote unquote freedom loving community. And the problem is there's a lot of hypocrisy on that side, and I think it's a lot of the reason why he's able to make those inroads, you know, because they're all about freedoms just so long as it's the ones that they like, just like it is on the other side. And if you're on the political right side of things, I'm not trying to castigate you, but I am trying to say that, you know, the patriotic movement is a trap that is aimed at you. And specifically, in my mind, especially after reading all about end times Babylon, you know, Rome, Babylon, and the original Babylon, they were marked by exceedingly arrogant amounts, like exceedingly arrogant type of pride in and of themselves, because of who they are and who they view themselves as on a world scale. And in a sense, yes, they should know that they're the most powerful nation in the world, but they shouldn't be so full of themselves to think that they are somehow the moral arbiters of the world. But I mean, who does the United States think it is? You know, look at our military conquests. Most of them have everything to do with self-serving means and very little to do with actually helping out any poor, downtrodden nation. You know, even the times where we've managed to fool the masses into thinking what we were doing was benevolent and on the side of good and the weak, you know, you look back and there's a lot of holes in their stories. And I don't want to get into, you know, a lot of the, for lack of a better way to put it, the conspiracy theories regarding a lot of the ways that our history has been put to us. It's been used as a tool to control and guide modern advancements in society, as far as, you know, obviously the political scene, the economic scene. You know, it always comes back to peace and safety. It's always scare you from one side to the other. you know, and both sides, politically speaking, are utterly co-opted, and it all seems for a reason. But it doesn't escape me that we're just inching day by day, and it seems like sometimes taking big leaps. Every now and then they'll pull something and take a mile instead of an inch, and then we wake up and everybody's just like, oh, this is the way it is, we'll just accept it, and we'll just go with it, you know. And very soon, and realistically, let's be honest, yeah, I got a little bit of money in my pocket, but I use a card, right? And although that is not exclusively a digital currency, it essentially is, right? Banks lend, borrow, and allow you to fill up your bank account, essentially, with the purpose of basically giving electronic digits to other people as a loan, right? And then they're able to go spend it, buy goods and whatnot. And really, there's nowhere near as much actual money in circulation as there are digits and electronic representations of money in circulation. So although we're not really dealing with purely digital currency, we are, you know. So bit by bit, we're all being slowly inundated with these technologies. We are made more and more to consider it the norm. You know, the latest generation probably hardly ever actually has any cash in their hand. And when they do, they probably make jokes about it being archaic. And that is obviously clearly the goal, you know. One side note, random. A lot of this, again, I try my best not to diverge from what the Bible is actually saying about things, because that is truly our guide. But if we look into this, you know, illuminist version of religion, it's kind of a meshing of everything except Jesus Christ, right? Any and everything that gives them the ability to believe in whatever they want, however they want, subsume it all under one large umbrella of do whatever you want except believe in the true God, which to me points back to the 666 ways in which we'll be able to worship Antichrist, just so long as it's not the perfect seven, the God-man, the actual Christ. But this whole X thing, you know, you guys have seen the crossing of hands, like Osiris rising. You know, ancient Egyptian religion basically taught that all of the god kings become one of the stars, and that, you know, in some mystical, everything is fixed up, you know, there is no true holy God version of eternity. You know, all the followers of these false god kings are resurrected, and you know, the god Ra will rise again, and all this silly nonsense. So I'm not surprised that there's, you know, a potential for like Babylonian religion symbolism in the idea of the X app, the everything app. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if Elon was, you know, just another, well, it's not Jesus and I like it, and it's good for control, it's good for man to advance in knowledge and all these things and try and live forever on their own. And again, to me, it all just points to live forever tech. It points to a soon to arise, you know, super brain, super genius human being who is super young, much like Daniel 11 describes the little young horn as being. And yeah, I think the whole idea is basically just setting up a series of bowling pins for Antichrist to come knock down. So this is just another step in the march towards tribulation. You know, if you guys have watched the channel for any amount of time, you've realized I have a relatively tight timeline that I follow, and I think the Bible teaches us not about his return, but about the beginning of the tribulation, which I'll try and remember to put that in the description. So if you guys haven't seen it, you can go back. But you know, we're almost to the fall, right? And in the Jewish calendar, the new year starts in the fall because that's when the harvest is, right? That's when the greatest ingathering of the fruits, you know, and also the representation of Christ being harvested and rising as our saviors. Unmistakable. The entire Jewish calendar is about Christ. I'll try and put those videos in here too, because I went into great depth about that stuff. It's all about Jesus Christ. So you guys check out this beautiful scenery. I'm out on a farm. These farms are hard to visit. They're so beautiful. In a different life, perhaps this is what I would have done, but it's my job, I guess, to be a mouth. I don't know. There's a few of us here, and I know it's hard to watch you guys. I know I say a lot of hard things. They're not hard things. I think, honestly, they're as true as I can put them out there. But regarding how we wish life would be and how we wake up every day with these feelings and we try to comfort them, even the most steely of us have a hard time truly swallowing what's really going on. And it is bizarre world. Anyway, I'll finish by saying that, again, not a prophet, can't see the future, not hearing things from God, but just gleaning things from what I've come to understand from Scripture and what I'm watching unfold. We're going to see this X-app absolutely explode and take over everything. The left will soon melt. Not that it will go away, but it will subsume itself into the right. And of course, Antichrist's goal is not to absolutely go to one side or the other, although he will be ostensibly right-wing, because again, the Christians and the potentially faithful Jews are the ones he's after, and that's the side technically we're on politically. But things are going to happen that are going to cause the left to lose faith in and of itself. They're going to come away from so much of their insane tendencies, and they're going to look to the right for protection and guidance. And he's going to be standing there with open arms. I'm talking about the Antichrist, although the false prophet will be right behind him. So he's definitely shown his hand, I think. Again, I can't guarantee he is who he is. Things could change drastically. But as the way things are shaping up, I think it's very much a safe bet that our man talking about buying and selling on his revolutionary world-encompassing information and financial technology application that probably houses some super AI already, that will likely end up being directly controlled by Satan as the God of this world. It's going to get wicked. It's going to get crazy. Just keep an eye out, guys. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you are learning, growing, helping others grow. The Bible is always the answer. And although it doesn't say a lot of things directly, once you understand as much of the full picture as he has gifted you to understand, you start to see that it's teaching us a lot of things from a vacuum. So what's not being said is intentional, and it's to put an exclamation mark on it when we see it in real life. And I hope you guys are paying attention. I'm not going to make this too long. I'm going to let you go now. Leave comments. Again, I'll try my best to remember to put those videos in the description, because this whole channel is designed so that you guys are aware as much of what's coming as possible, according to what the word says, and then according, like from what I'm seeing day by day as it's unfolding. Babylon has to rise, so it's inevitable. There is no stopping it. There's no political movement. There's no patriotic movement that's going to stop it. In fact, that's just going to add to it and make it worse. And when the Antichrist comes, he's going to be the answer to a lot of things. And unfortunately, that answer on the other side is just going to be Satan proffering up a fake hero. So, bless you guys. Hope you're having a good day. Let me know what you think. Share. Check out some of the older videos. This stuff I went through. I went through a pretty long unemployed period where I just slammed out as much as I could. Ichthyus.com, ICHTHYS.com if you guys want to read it. It's a long read. It's kind of tough, but it is always worth your time. And the doctor will answer any questions that I can't, but you're more than welcome to leave them here if you'd like, and I'll answer. And yeah, talk to you soon, guys.